All right, most people end up getting themselves in financial trouble because they borrow more than they can afford. They overextend themselves. So if you talk to most financial advisors, they will tell you to spend no more than 28% of your gross monthly income for a mortgage. If you're going to purchase a home, then your mortgage payment shouldn't be any more than 28% of your gross monthly income. That's before taxes. And you should spend no more than 36% of your gross monthly income on all of your total monthly debt. That's including your mortgage, your car, credit cards, student loans, medical bills, any sort of debt. So 36% total, where 28% is just going towards your mortgage. So you can kind of see the chart here of the different annual gross incomes and what your mortgage maximum monthly mortgage payment should be and your maximum credit obligation should be. But let's do an example to break it down a little bit. In example number 3, it says, suppose that your gross annual income is $25,000. What is the maximum amount you should spend each month on a mortgage payment? So you make $25,000 a year and you want to see about purchasing a home, right? And what mortgage could you afford? Well, if you go by the financial advisor's advice, then we need to make sure that our mortgage payment is no more than 28% of our gross monthly income. So if our annual monthly income is $25,000, let's figure out what it would be each month by dividing it by 12. That gives us approximately $2,083 per month income before taxes are taken out or anything, right? And so if our gross monthly income is $2,083, our mortgage payment should be no more than 28% of that. So let's figure out what 28% of $2,083 is by taking that $2,083 and multiplying it by 0.28. I ended up getting $583.24, or if you rounded it to the nearest dollar, it would be approximately $583. That means my mortgage must be lower than $583. Shouldn't be any more than that, or else I'm probably going to max myself out and not be able to afford this home. What is the maximum amount you should spend each month then for your total credit obligation? So including your mortgage, credit cards, car payments, anything like that. Well, remember up above it said that you should spend no more than 36% of your gross monthly income on all your total monthly debt. So again, if our monthly gross income was $2,083, let's figure out what 36% of that is by multiplying by 0.36. So with all of my debt combined, mortgage, car payment, credit cards, student loans, medical debt, I should have no more than $750 in debt each month. So I've got to be careful to not overextend myself, right? All right, let's get this part of the problem. It says if your monthly mortgage payment is 80% of your maximum amount you can afford, what is the maximum amount you should spend each month for all other debt? Well, remember, if we're in this same scenario where we make $25,000 a year, we just calculated that our total debt should be lower than $750, right? So if that's our all of our debt combined, we know that we can't go over $750. It says in this problem that our mortgage payment is 80% of our maximum that we can afford. And remember, in the first part of the problem, we knew that we could afford a maximum of $583 for our mortgage, right? That was the 28% of our gross monthly income. So if $583 is the maximum mortgage we can afford, it's saying in this particular problem that we have a payment that's 80% of our maximum. So we didn't max it all the way out, but we used about 80% of that. So let's figure out what amount that is. What is 80% of that $583? I'm going to take that $583, I'm going to multiply it by 80% or 0.80, and I ended up getting a mortgage payment of $466. So I didn't use the whole entire maximum of the $583, I only used $466. If my mortgage payment is $466 and I know the most debt I could have altogether is $750, then what's the difference there? What amount do I have then for all of my other debt? Car payment, credit cards, student loans, all of that. Well, if I take that $750 and subtract the $466 that my mortgage is, then I only have $284 for all of my other debt. I need to make sure that my car payment plus my credit cards plus any other debt that I have is lower than $284, so I can continue to make sure that I can make all of my payments and not overextend. So you can see how it quickly adds up, and you've got to be very careful to budget yourself as you're going through and taking out loans for cars and mortgages and credit cards and all of that stuff. All right, now if you aren't quite ready to buy a home, there are benefits for renting a home. Instead of taking out a mortgage and buying a home, you can rent a home. If you rent a home, there is no down payment or points that are required. You just have to typically put down a security deposit, maybe a cleaning deposit, and then pay your rent each month. Typically, you have to sign a rental agreement or a lease for a certain amount of time, 6 months or a year, and then you need to make sure that you make your payments every month for the time of that lease. There are some other benefits of renting you can kind of read through. I just kind of pointed out a few here, that it may involve lower monthly expenses. So if you rent, you don't have to worry about your mortgage, taxes, insurance, any of that stuff that comes with owning your own home. If you're a renter, you typically don't have to worry about that extra stuff. You just have to worry about your rental payment. It does not require home repair, maintenance, or groundskeeping. Typically, if you rent a home, the homeowner, the person that you're renting it from, is responsible for any sort of repairs, maintenance, stuff like that. Generally, it's less costly than buying a home when you stay in it for fewer than 3 years. So if you know you're going to stay somewhere temporarily, less than 3 years, then renting might be a better option than buying. If you buy, you then have to sell it and all of that. Now, there are some benefits of owning a home. Instead of just renting, actually saving up the money and purchasing a home, having that mortgage, it provides you a significant tax advantages. When you own a home, any of your interest or property taxes are deducted from your taxes, so you kind of get a tax break. There is no chance to that your rent will increase over time. So if you have that fixed rate mortgage, your monthly payment is going to be the same the whole entire time you live there. It will not increase. So that's kind of a peace of mind. And you can also build up equity. That's the difference between your home's value and what you owe on the mortgage as your mortgage is paid off. So you end up building up equity in your home. You can either take out like second lines of credit to use for other things, home repair, stuff like that. Or when you sell it, you end up making money off of your home with that equity. When looking at a 7-year time frame, the total cost for renting, so renting, renter's insurance, loss of any interest on your security deposit, is more than twice the total cost of buying a home. If you are a homeowner and you itemize your taxes. So actually renting over the long run could actually cost you money. Even though it might be saving you money in the short run, in the short term, it might cost you a little bit more money, depending. Right? So again, as always, you just have to make sure that you weigh the benefits of either way and make sure that you're careful with your financial decisions.